Welcome, everyone, to episode 147 of the Looks Like a Movie podcast. My name's Kevin. I'm here with Owen, and we have two guests today, our friends Aidan and Teague. Doug is not here this week. I am on a bit of a holiday vacation, so hopefully we don't have too many technical issues this week. But we could start, as always, by talking about what we watched this past week. I will throw it over to Owen to go first.
Right.
Right.
Right. It as many people are aware, it recently has been Christmas.
Oh, has it?
It recently was Christmas, which may have colored and painted my viewing.
Hmm.
I I watched Black Christmas on the
Okay.
21st of December.
Mm.
For the fifth time.
Okay.
This was the was the
Okay.
fifth viewing. Wait, no, I counted wrong. This is the sixth
Okay, the
viewing.
number's probably not important.
This is the sixth viewing of mine. Since I saw it first in June 2022.
Mhm.
One of the great holiday horror films.
What are
by
some of the other great ones?
Bob Clark. Silent Night, Deadly Light 3.
Okay.
It's
The
pretty
third one?
good. The third one.
Whoa.
I'm
Whoa.
a big fan of that one. And then on Christmas morning, that would be the 25th of December. Not the but a Christmas Carol from 1984 was playing on the television.
Mm.
So I caught a majority of that
With commercial
picture.
breaks.
Commercial breaks.
Yes, of course.
Never start to finish.
So that's lovely. And then, I threw on Metropolitan, the Whit Stillman Christmas picture, on the Criterion Channel. This is my second time viewing that
I watched
one.
half of that this week.
Yeah, great film.
Great movie.
Love Whit Stillman, and it's a Christmas movie. So I watched it on Christmas.
Nice.
And then I watched Marty Supreme on Christmas.
Marty Supreme on Christmas Day.
Marty Supreme Christmas
You
Day.
didn't go on Christmas Eve? Was this
No.
Did you go with family?
No.
Okay.
I went with the theater. I went with the people of
With the people.
the city, the people of the world.
Mhm.
And it was packed house. And I saw it again on the 27th of December.
Mhm.
Also packed house. And I sat next to an elderly woman both times. Two different women.
Not the same one.
Not the same one.
But they both enjoyed it, I felt.
Okay. You talked to them after? Or?
No.
Okay.
Dinner and a chat.
And a little bit of TV. A couple episodes of The Pit and all of Heated Rivalry and
So all of Heated Rivalry.
Just some TV,
Just some light Christmas viewing.
Just some light Christmas viewing.
Where are you about now in the Pit?
I think I watched 10. So
okay.
I need to finish it.
2/3 of the way there.
Yeah, I have nothing.
You've got a couple days before the new season.
I know. It's just
It comes out soon?
Yeah, season
January
2 comes
9th,
out on January
right?
8th or 9th, I
8th
think.
or something.
Whoa. Okay.
So yeah, next week I'll grind them out. I have nothing else to do, so
yeah.
I haven't even really been watching movies. And
look at Owen turning to TV when he has nothing else to do.
My
this is unheard of.
Yeah, when everything else is taken from me, I must resort to the television.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Aidan, welcome
that was
back.
My week.
What have you been watching?
Yeah, so it's an unusual week because it's Christmas and I'm home with family. So it's been a lot of Christmas movies and halves of movies that have just been on TV. So I saw random scenes of It's a Wonderful Life and A Christmas Story and Christmas Vacation, that sort of thing. But as far as movies that I watched all the way through, my parents have access to TCM, so I watch a lot of TCM when I'm here. So I watched The Trouble with Angels on there with Haley Mills and Rosalind Russell. And I watched The Man Who Came to Dinner on TCM. And then I pulled up The Muppet Christmas Carol, and I was the only one paying attention to that movie while my family did other stuff.
Right.
And then I made everyone watch Jay Kelly,
Nice.
which everyone enjoyed. I thought they'd like it.
Yeah.
And then we went to Marty Supreme the day after Christmas, me and my parents and my brothers. And then I watched Ballad of a Small Player on Netflix in 3 separate sittings because I kept falling asleep because I was watching it late at night.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but negative things about that one.
It's not terrible.
Oh, it's the new burger.
Yeah, new burger.
It's like
yes, right.
I mean, I like Colin Farrell and Tilda Swinton's in it.
Did you like his other movie that came out this year?
Oh, the
Big Beautiful
Journey. I did like it, but like with several asterisks. I don't know that it's really a good movie, but I'm sort of automatically in the bag.
That or Ballad of a Small Player.
I think I liked Big Bold Beautiful Journey a little bit more, but neither of them are masterpieces by any means.
Right.
And then yesterday I watched Robin and Marion on TCM with Sean Connery and Audrey Hepburn, about like Robin Hood as an older guy.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. A lot of good like supporting actors in that too, like Robert Shaw and Ian Holm show up. That one's pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
And then last night we watched Ballerina,
to top it all off.
Oh, the John Wick movie.
Which my dad and my
It's a
brother.
little bit of a Christmas. It takes place in the snow. It's like seasonal.
That's true.
Wow.
But yeah, my dad and my brother were so into it that they immediately just
Ballerina
they just like rewatched every action scene right after.
No.
Like
that's funny.
On YouTube Shorts or
yeah.
All right.
First time guest, although we've talked about it quite a bit, I think, on here.
Yeah, I've been on here in spirit, especially after shooting the movie. I guess if people don't know, I was the cinematographer on the movie that we made this summer. It's been a strange Christmas time for me, like a holiday break. The fashion world shut down earlier than expected, so I had like nothing but time all of December. So I feel like a good third of my Letterboxd entries were this month. Especially I was in LA for 2 weeks, and a lot of the time I was just watching movies there as well, in the spirit of things. So there's some Christmas movies in there. I think the only 2 true Christmas movies I watched were The Family Stone for the first time.
Right. Everybody.
Geez, everybody's in that movie.
Yeah.
And then I think we followed it up with 4 Christmases. Vince Vaughn, Reese Witherspoon Christmas movie. Horrible, but like, a good time as per all those early 2000s comedies are. But otherwise, I'd been catching up on some 2025 releases. This month I saw Jay Kelly, which I did enjoy a lot. I'm really into just like that sappy kind of stuff. And then I saw Sorry Baby, which I also really enjoyed. Finally saw One Battle After Another.
Wow.
I know, and not seeing it in a theater, it's like so sad.
Yeah, and you seem to not like it that much, right?
I did not like it very much at all.
You would have got along with my family over. I put it on Christmas Day with my family, and they were really not stoked to be watching.
Okay, yeah. I will say, I mean, like I was nowhere near turning it off. That is not my problem with it. Like it was. Yeah, right. Yeah, geez. Hated that. No, it was just I think it was just another case of like my expectations were set a little too high, and I went into it thinking it was going to be one thing, and it was something very different. But I'm certain that had I seen it in theaters and had I experienced it the way I, with a full, full crowd and whatnot, I probably would have enjoyed it at least a star and a half more. But
okay,
yeah, me and Aidan saw that movie together. That was
where'd you guys see it?
AMC Lincoln Square, like 11 p.m.
Yeah, you went to a crazy screening.
Like
yeah.
that was good times.
Yeah,
I
saw it in the same
when you
theater,
did
but at normal hours.
Yeah,
I should have seen it there. I think I actually bought a ticket for it once and then just like failed to go because I could not bring myself to the theater this summer. But then I saw Marty Supreme. I saw that the day after Christmas. So Marty Supreme the day after Christmas Day. And then I mean, other than I've been on a Malick rewatch. Shocker. Ask me at any point in any month, and I'm on a Malick rewatch. But right after Marty Supreme, I got home and like instead of just processing my feelings, I was like, you know what? Let me watch Wolf of Wall Street also.
Yeah.
Just because that felt like a good follow up.
It's mid.
And it was a good follow up in the way that I hate that movie so much. Hate that movie.
That's how we'll divide the podcast here.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's
split right down the middle.
By the wolves and the lions.
Yeah, seriously.
Let's maybe chill on the Wolf of Wall Street.
I don't know. I will be honest. I hated that movie when it came out. I came around to feeling that like, okay, like obviously it's Scorsese. It's very well made. The performances are great. I just really can't stand it as a movie. But in my review, I also said like having been, unk status here, but having been in college, a freshman in college when that movie came out, to see what that movie did to white boys around the world and the movement it started was
it's the Marty Supreme of its time.
Well, that's why I watched it. I feel like this Marty Supreme is another one of those like white boy of the year stories that's gonna cast a dark shadow.
So you think in 12 years you'll like Marty Supreme less?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. But yeah, so and then what else did I watch? Anything else? There's some things sprinkled in there, like a Paddington rewatch. Oh, I saw Wake Up Dead Man, which
yeah, lovely.
Also aren't gonna share. I know.
What's going on here?
I know. I looked right at you. I'm like, oh, Kevin, I'm sorry. I know you loved it. I'm sorry. I've really hated it. But yeah. Wow. But that's about it. It's all right. Okay. I have had if you saw my rankings for this year, I think you'd throw up. So
I'm sure I will see them. I'm sure I will be seeing them.
Okay. I'll send them to mid podcast and you'll just hear gagging.
I did not get up to a whole ton. Well, actually, I guess I did watch a little bit. I watched the movie Happiness for the first time, a Todd Solondz movie. I loved that movie. I didn't realize it was like it was such a New Jersey movie, which is a crazy thing to say about a movie with that subject matter.
Yeah, right.
For the people who are aware of what happens in the movie, but there's also a lot of New Jersey in the movie, and they do a good job calling attention to it, and that was really interesting. I also just liked the movie. It doesn't have to do with the fact that it's a New Jersey movie, but that was something that stood out to me. It's very good. It's kind of like it's in the mold of lots of other movies that I like and dislike, but it's kind of like the best version of them. It's kind of like if American Beauty was just way better, like that kind of thing. Just movies about people on the margins of society because of their misbehavior. I watched a screener for a movie that comes out in a couple days called We Bury the Dead, which is a little
Daisy Ridley.
A little Daisy Ridley zombie movie.
Little Daisy Rid.
Oh, cool.
I'd recommend. It's good. It's the thing is that Daisy Ridley has been in a lot of movies that nobody watches, and she is good every single time. And I would like to petition for Daisy Ridley to be in a movie that people watch, because like I just said, she's good.
Let's send
every time.
Did you watch Cleaner?
I did not, no, but I'm sure she's good in that too, even if the movie sucks. I don't know, but she just kind of wins me over every time. I'm just like, man, kind of a shame that nobody is seeing her on their screens.
Let's get her new representation.
Yeah, maybe it's the representation problem. I'm not sure, but maybe it's just what she wants to do. Maybe she wanted to like
Maybe she doesn't want to be seen.
True.
Well, the movies aren't bad. I mean, the movies that I've
bad.
watched, sure, but the movies that I've watched that she's in,
put
are
Daisy
pretty
Ridley
solid.
in the next Safdies.
Which Safdie?
One of them.
Hell yeah, give her
Smashing
an Oscar
Machine too.
Give her an Oscar campaign. Yeah, and then I watched on Christmas Eve. I had a busy day on Christmas Eve. Actually, I watched Charlie Brown Christmas classic. Love it. It's so good. But I watched for the first time The Shop Around the Corner.
Right. Yes.
With my boy Jimmy Stewart.
What will America
that movie
do?
That movie was so lovely. That was like,
yes,
what a good movie. I'll say it.
Right, yeah.
What a good movie. Your boy Ernst. I've never seen
Ernst?
one of his movies
first
before.
Ernst?
Yeah, that was my first Ernst, and and I know that's kind of the mode that he operates in typically, right? Is like these like
jolly
romantic comedies, like these jolly romantic comedies.
Comedies,
and so I'll be pursuing many more of those in the future. That movie made me feel really good.
You got to get some Clooney Brown on.
Yeah, I will. I'll definitely get around to that.
Jennifer
so I watched
Jones.
those two movies. I mean, Charlie Brown Christmas is like 20 minutes long, but I watched those two, and then I went to theaters to see Marty Supreme on Christmas Eve, a day before Christmas Eve. So I was one of the first ones in.
Everybody else couldn't wait.
Everybody else was watching it on Christmas Day. I had to get there early. And we'll talk about that in a minute. And then with my girlfriend's family, we all got together and watched Wake Up Dead Man, which I had already seen. And I liked it just as much the second time, although I was trying to act normal and not cry like 6 different times because everybody else was just laughing the whole time. And there are like 5 different scenes in the movie where I'm just like, this is really moving me. And I was just like, I was really holding it together. I was really doing a good job acting normal about it. But I like that movie. I like that movie a lot. And it may find its way onto some year-end lists. We'll see.
Whoa.
We'll see.
It's a big year. I'll tell you.
Promise. It is a big year. Well,
my biggest year to every year.
My year-end list is most likely going to be. I'm going to try to cap it at 25 movies. So we'll see where that cutoff happens. But
that's 5 more than I have.
Yeah. Well, I just figured it's a nice 25 in 2025. It just seems.
Oh, right. I forgot the year it was.
Just kind of makes sense. But anyway, so that I watched that the other day, and that was it. And we can talk a little bit about the man of the hour, Marty Supreme.
Morty.
I
Marty Mauser.
guess we can start by maybe gauging the Timothée Chalamet of it all. Normally, I feel like we would start by talking about directors, but I feel like too much. There's been so much Timmy this year, even leading up to this movie, that it feels like that's
well, the marketing campaign I think is a big topic of conversation as well.
Yeah. I guess I would ask you guys what you have thought about Timmy previous to this movie, and then also what you have thought about Timmy during his marketing campaign and I guess recent marketing campaigns. I guess he's kind of been doing the rounds for a couple of years now in the public eye. So just what you think about Timmy in general, I guess.
He's now old. He's old now. He just turned 30 yesterday.
30, yeah, he's on status.
Oh, wow.
So,
he's up with me.
It's the time. The clock is ticking. I'll say that. About a year or so ago, we were looking at the filmography and we're like, for a young guy, this is pretty good.
True.
But now that he's 30, I'm gonna need to see some more.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. This is pretty good filmography for a 30-year-old.
This was a good one, I know. But no, he's he's the great actor of the time. I've been on like he's my favorite working actor for years now.
Do you mean like in that generation or just
everybody? I would
because I'm assuming you have some older actors that you
definitely in that generation. But in terms of like guys that I'm like, he's my like, you know how like people are like, I'm a Kevin Durant fan.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah. It's like I'm
like
wearing the jersey, man. I'm following him to these bullshit movies. Cool. But so yeah, no, he's been my guy for a while. He seems to be the world's guy right now. He seems to be everybody's guy. But I've been, you know, pre-Dune in it. So like, but so I mean, I don't know. I just feel like I hope he's got a long time to evolve and stuff like that. It's really interesting to see where it goes. I think Marty Supreme is a really big step for him career-wise.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know, I'm interested to see what he does next, because I know next is the James Mangold project.
Yeah.
Which I'm already like, we're like losing years.
Yeah.
We're like wasting time. Because I'm sure it's gonna be fine. That's like my thing. But when we're at this spot where it's like, okay, you're the guy.
Yeah.
You're the franchise. I want to see some crazy shit. And I think this is kind of crazy, this movie.
Yeah.
And I like this move a lot. Obviously, it's been a move that's been in the making for years now, but it seems it's not another Denis thing. It's not another Mangold thing. Those seem safe to me.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him work with Luca again. I feel like that will happen.
Yeah.
Because I do think like Call Me by Your Name, I think is still the best movie he's been in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. He's obviously, I don't know. It's also like it's an abundance of riches, and it's a complaining in a like, it's a really good filmography. But when he's the guy, he's like the actor right now, you want to see it be a little better. But you know, it's tough because I feel like a lot of times when you get to a certain status, it's harder to have a good filmography.
Yeah.
Like if you're like, even like you mentioned Paul, where he's really popular, but I think he's able to at this point do smaller yet better movies where Timothy's name might be too big. But you know, I'd like to see him do cooler shit. But I don't know, it's an interesting run at crossroads here, I think, where I'm interested to see where he goes for the next like 5 years. But I like seeing him in everything. He's all with this thing is, even if it's a bad movie, I always like his performance, or like seeing him in, like, I'll go see a movie that's shit or whatever. And it's not like he's in shit. I mean, Don't Look Up was bad, but I loved him in Don't Look Up. Like, I think he's really funny in that movie. And that's why I made a video a year ago or something and was like, Timothée Chalamet is going to win the Oscar for Marty Supreme, because I think he is, like Leonardo DiCaprio, a very talented comedic actor. I think Timothée Chalamet is really funny.
Yeah.
And Don't Look Up, he's really funny in that movie. That movie's bad. But I said if he leaned on the comedic aspect, I think that's like, that would kind of push, like that would be his spot to go in. And I think this movie, he leans on like a lot of different aspects, but I think he is very funny in this movie. Yes. And I think that's like a strong suit of his, where like in like a Dune per se, he's not getting to do that as much. Right. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird to that he's the guy now, even though like he's always been the guy internally for me. But yeah, he is like America's actor. He is the white boy of the century, and
yeah, I guess he kind of ran away with the award this month.
It's just like, it's not even. Yeah. But I'm like very fascinated in the. He's obviously someone who like big like Kanye West fan of that kind of. It's very evident in these rollouts for the movies, and I think I really love that he's not only like very passionate about the movies he's in, but like using his name to market it himself. And I think we're in an era of like the artist and the audience are so connected via social media and stuff that it's hard, and like you can market via advertisements and toys and whatever, but I think the advertisement is most effective now when it is person to person.
Yeah.
When it is like the advertisement of Timothée Chalamet himself.
Parasocial.
Yeah, very much. So I think he is totally kind of tapped into that. And I like the fact that every new movie that he's doing is reminiscent of like a big album rollout.
Yeah.
And this very like, and I tweeted this thing out where it was like any movie can be an event movie.
Yeah.
And people were like, why is Marty Supreme, this ping pong movie, this A24 ping pong movie, being treated like it's Avengers movie, like it's a big action movie? And like that thing, it doesn't have to be like guns and big explosions. Don't make it an event movie.
Right.
It does have
like the movie itself, like the content of the movie doesn't really, of course it matters, and like that's what's important. But in terms of marketing it and making it an event, making people want to go see it, you can really sell anything. And like this movie is crazy. This movie is a very crazy movie. We'll get into that, but it really, the marketing, you could like it kind of showed that like you can make anything, like people want to go see it. So I don't know. I think that's really good for the industry, and we'll get a lot of like
scale anything up.
We'll get a lot of bad copycats of it, but I think it's good for the industry that an actor can really sell a movie like this, because we're at this time where it's like, do we have movie stars and stuff like that?
Right.
And for Timothée Chalamet to kind of reinvent in a way how movies are marketed, just kind of, and he was like, A24 didn't want to do this. I kind of put my own money into this to market this movie. I think that's so important. And there's parts of it where it's like you're playing a character, and there's conversations about his comments or whatever. But I think to have someone care that much is very important in a time that it is kind of not looked at as something that you should be doing. So I don't know. I'm a big fan of his, and I'll let you guys have your thoughts on that. But I think so far I'm excited for what he does next. I hope he works with more interesting people. But I think generally he's doing a lot of good for the industry right now, especially. And the movie's doing, I mean, there's people kind of want the movie to fail a little bit, but the movie's good. It's biggest A24 opening. And a lot of that is like what he's been doing with that marketing.
Oh yeah.
Like the fact that people know what Marty Supreme is crazy. And I said it was full both times I saw it with people of all ages. And it's led to, I saw some reactions where people were like, what the hell is that movie? You're getting people to see the movie that were maybe out of their comfort zone because of how weird it was.
Yes.
And that's good. I think that's good because, of course you're going to get those people that are like, that was weird, but you're going to get people who are like, I've never seen a movie like that.
Yeah.
And that's really awesome. I think that's really great.
Yeah. Teague, Aidan, anything you guys want to add to that analysis of Timmy Tim?
Aidan, you can go if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I think Owen's right. It's just exciting to see anyone under the age of like 50 be able to draw crowds like that.
Right.
Because, everyone's always saying that movie stars are dead. So I'm all in the bag for anyone who has that sort of star quality.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I've had some interesting conversations about it, just because people know I am pretty chronically online, so they kind of ask me like what the general consensus is on this press run, and kind of in the same way you were saying, Owen. Like I'm a big fan of like anybody that's trying this hard, I guess, because it's such like a nonchalant era that like seeing somebody put everything they can into it, and like if it's gonna fail, it's gonna a quarterback mindset. Like if it's gonna fail, I'm gonna take the blame for it, right? But like I'm having a hard time like with my actual opinion on the parasocial relationship of it all. Like on one end, I do love that he's putting it on his back like that. I do also think that kind of plays into the thing as artists right now, that you have to be equal parts artist and content creator.
Right. You have to be selling it.
Yeah, exactly. Like
you can't
just make something exist and like have people and have it reach people anymore. I do think it's obviously way different than like me as like an independent artist trying to do this versus like Timothée Chalamet doing it. Like I think what he's doing is like the Tom Cruise, like like he almost took, there's been jokes about it, but he's almost like taken the role of like Tom Cruise's son in terms of like getting people to the movies, what I mean? Like it's all about getting, butts and seats. But I also think this conversation goes into like, I had some people on Christmas Day who aren't like, they're like 10 movie a year kind of people. And they, they of course threw out the why are the same people in every movie comment, which I always
in relation to Marty Supreme or just in general.
In relation to Marty Supreme, but then like they brought up Jacob Elordi and Glenn Powell and Paul Mescal and these faces that have
guys who have existed for 5 years.
Yes, exactly, right. Yes, and they've only been aware of their existence for 2. But I think I was trying to explain to them that like back in the day, you could cast Will Smith in something in the early 2000s, and his casting alone was going to bring a certain amount of revenue just because like there are people who are going to show up to a Will Smith movie no matter what. Now I think what we're seeing is people aren't going to see someone they don't know, whereas back then, if like maybe early 2000s when movies were kind of like the dominating media, we saw people maybe taking a chance on actors they didn't know or something just because maybe the marketing was good or the premise seemed interesting. And now I think it's like insurance for casting directors. Like
it is insurance.
At least, yeah,
even and I mean it's very interesting with Marty Supreme, because it does, I think, does stunt casting and casting non-actors in a very positive way. But there's a lot of stunt casting and casting non-actors in a way to get people to see a movie.
Absolutely.
Because they like, oh, I recognize that guy, even though he's not an actor, but I recognize that guy. Like I like that guy. Right. But Marty Supreme is like, you're not going to see the movie because Kevin Leary's in the movie. It's
no, of course not. Or like not even like, Gwyneth Paltrow. Like we just found out that Julia Roberts, right?
Yeah, there's a rumor.
There's that rumor circulating, and it's like funny
I don't
enough
know
when
that
I
she
saw that I was
sold
like
the movie more either, but
no, and that's what I was thinking. Like I don't think that mattered at all. Like it really all hinged upon Timmy. So like that conversation was interesting to have with people. Like, no, it's almost more of like a familiarity thing now, in the same way, like, I work in fashion. So like, instead of having models, a lot of the times for like campaigns and whatnot, they'll cast actors or celebrities because they're more like, if you're just swiping on TikTok, you're going to stop because you're like, oh, that's, so like with a movie, if in the first 2 seconds, it's like, some nondescript actor or actress that 90% of the population aren't going to notice, they're not going to stop on the marketing. So it just lent to some really interesting conversations about stardom and and all that. And then just
I have noticed though, I think online I feel like people have gotten more director minded in terms of like directors. I feel like the name recognition of directors has gone up in the past few years, which is a positive. But it is that thing where like, if you know the director, okay, I'll see that. But if you don't know the director, but you know the actor, so it's kind of like a package deal of like, you got to know somebody, right? Well, but I have noticed that director thing. But also like A24 and Neon and those are also things that like, oh, I'll go see the new A24 movie.
Right.
So just recognition of anything is very important right now.
Absolutely. And I think that's what's interesting with that too, is then like with, let's say like Luca Guadagnino, honestly, I think he has a big push on that because so many people that are like going to the movies right now, I would say like Call Me By Your Name was probably one of the first more like art directed films that a lot of people in this generation had seen. That's like a very big sweeping generalization. But I think like he's another, now that like but then Challengers was as big as it is, people go, oh, that's the guy from Call Me By Your Name. And they're so different, I think that has maybe a play into what like the directors are. But yeah, I think there has to be some sort of familiarity. It is just, I am wondering how that will go, like how much now are marketing agencies and whatnot going to be like, all right, well, we're going to give you some, but like the rest is on you kind of mindset that I'm like a little afraid of. That scares me just a little bit. Because it's like, no, that's also your job. But anyways,
I guess my question would be like, if you mentioned like the Kanye blueprint and also that he's like kind of half artist, half content creator, I wonder if it's a situation where Timothée Chalamet is just kind of this guy who uniquely gets it, or if artists are just kind of opposed to making themselves content creators, because he's so good at this marketing campaign that I wonder if like this is just like Timothy's just in a league of his own where he understands what young people want and how to sell movies to young people. But you would think other young actors probably have some idea of what young people want as well.
I think the problem is this. I think it's something that I come into a lot as this kind of this battle where sometimes the person who knows how to market the movie is not the best actor. Right. And it's this kind of this battle of like the most talented people at selling things and getting things out there are not the most talented artists.
There's two different
like
skills.
99 out of 100 times, those things don't add up. Where it's a very talented artist, but they don't want to push their shit out there. They don't want to do it the content creator route. Or you have a guy who's pretty good at the content creator stuff, but he's not good at like making.
But the art isn't that good. Yeah,
exactly. So I think Timothée Chalamet is that rare unicorn where he's really fucking good at acting, but he also knows how to do the other stuff. Where if you were really good at marketing, but no one wants to see your movie, it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't. Or like people see it, but it's like, So I think that's.
But then he also, the thing that we can't. It is one of those like access things also that like I have a conversation with people a lot. Like somebody could get all of those things, but they also don't have access to like Greg Fraser to like direct their marketing videos.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there's also that like he has reached a level of stardom that allows himself like a a non-fuckwittable type of
and his girlfriend is
a billionaire.
So like there
it's a perfect storm of things.
You have to have money to make money type of thing.
Right.
But he's gotten to that point just because of, there's been the grind to get there, of course, that came through the work. But yeah, it's definitely, I mean, when you're at that's why it's like he's very singular in the way that he's able to operate because of all these situations.
It is just quickly. It is really also interesting to see the response to this like persona that he's put on from that exact people I was mentioning about, like saw him first and saw like art first through like Call Me by Your Name, like that switch up on him. Like they've really seemed to take it really negatively that they had this idea that he was like this French soft boy. And now
I think him being bald was really traumatic for a lot of people.
That was dramatic for a lot of people, but then also like I think they forget that he is like a New York kid, and like I think this plays into the conversation we're having now. Is like I think he was always going to be this kind of person because of like how he grew up, from like the Soulja Boy dance videos to the little Timmy Tim
the
stuff,
little B.
There's
the famous like it's like Kanye, Kid Cudi, Pete Davidson, Timothy Chalamet, and it's like these people all make sense together, even though people were like treating it like it was like this is the most random thing ever.
Why is he
like
there?
Timothée Chalamet is the happiest guy in that room right now.
Right, exactly. Like this was the chosen path for him, and I think that like all of those things, especially like post Dune and whatnot, like. That stardom I think has allowed himself the freedom to kind of like become more of himself through this marketing. Anyways,
yes. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about the actual movie Marty Supreme. I guess maybe starting with maybe a little bit of another broader conversation just about Josh Safdie directing this movie specifically, but then of course the fact that it's in conversation, I guess, with previous Safdie movies, and then we have this famous 2025 Safdie split
divorce,
whatever you want to call it. How many people on this podcast have seen The Smashing Machine? Okay,
Okay, Aidan saw
Aidan
it.
has seen it. Okay, I was gonna say the good news is we've all seen Marty Supreme, so we can't talk about that one. But I think that's a little bit.
Did you like it, Aidan?
Maybe, and yeah,
not really. No.
Okay.
I think that does a good job, maybe summarizing the conversation that happened between the two movies. Although I don't know, I'm still open to watching the Smashing Machine. I
definitely.
I don't know if
I almost was like, should I watch it in prep for this? But I don't know. It's
really only worth watching for the Dwayne Johnson performance, which is just interesting because of how different it is from his other stuff. But like it has like none of the Safdie energy that like Marty Supreme does.
Right. So let's talk about that a little bit then. Let's talk about the movie itself, what you guys thought, just generally speaking. I'll probably just start this conversation by saying that we're going to spoil the movie. I don't know how well we can dance around the details of what happens in it. So feel free to spoil away. But what did you guys think about Marty Supreme, the movie?
Yeah, I mean, where do you start up? It's what, 2.5 hours?
Should we start with the direction?
A billion different things.
Yeah.
I think what we talking about that. I think the opening of the movie, with the, what is it? It's like, it's Matt Damon and Happy Feet 2. It's the little guys swimming. That was like where I was sold. I was fucking sold right there. I was, oh my.
I could tell the energy
title card of the
immediately.
Oh yeah, everyone was like, "What the fuck am I watching?"
There's like two people that laughed, and then a lot of people who were really
and then it becomes,
like, "Oh, it's gonna be this."
His sperm becomes the ping pong ball.
Yes,
genius,
incredible.
It's fucking. It's like, all right, this is awesome. This is a real fucking movie.
Yep.
And then the music, Forever Young, and there's an energy there that really sets it up, and I mean that's the movie, right? Like in a 1-2 minute sequence, that's the movie right there. Is the little Forever Young sperm into the ping pong ball. And I mean, that's a great movie.
Yeah, you nailed that. Yeah, that was really good. Aidan, Teague, what did you guys think?
How do you follow that? I don't know. Aidan, you go.
No, it's a total blast. It's like 2.5 hours long, but it was just like so engaging that it's like it just breezed by.
That's agreed. It does. I saw it twice, flew by both times.
Yeah. And also, like, I mean, I love a movie that makes me feel like I'm gonna have a panic attack, which this movie did. Which like Uncut Gems did as well, but this one I feel like has a little more layers to it. As far as like,
did you feel more panic? Because I was going to this with hearing, because Hat Guy, a friend of the pod, was like, both of these movies make me want to like leave the theater of like uncomfortability, and so I was expecting maybe to feel more anxious, because I feel like Uncut Gems, that movie is like, if we don't win this bet, we're all gonna someone's gonna fucking get shot in the head.
Right.
Which there's a little more like, we're gonna die if this thing goes wrong.
Yeah.
Where this movie felt less of that to me. It's very thrilling and anxiety.
But still some of that though.
Sure, but I felt less of like, I don't know. I didn't feel as anxious.
Yeah, I would say
it's also
a little
been
bit
years
less.
since Uncut Gems.
Yeah,
but.
Sure.
I would definitely agree. I feel like the like tension of the movie is not the selling point to me, which is, I don't know.
Right.
I get.
Correct.
I wouldn't not compare it to something like Uncut Gems or Good Time. I think it definitely still like has that energy once it gets there. But to me, I like that same kind of like friction and like fear that I had watching Adam Sandler and Uncut Gems is just like not quite how I feel about this character, and not quite how I feel about the world that he exists in. Like, to me, that was not the selling point of the movie. I some of it maybe just almost feels like I got what I anticipated. You know what I mean? Like once you get to those scenes, I was just kind of like, and shocking stuff starts to happen. It's more to me like, oh, a shocking thing is happening than me actually being shocked by the thing.
Right.
Which I don't know if that's a universal experience, but that's definitely like, and I don't know if that's even a negative experience. It's just I don't know. It's hard to gauge that. That might be one of my real only like criticisms of the movie, I guess, is that maybe I wish I was a little you know,
I wonder
with
how much of that
anxiety.
hinges on the ending, though. That's the thing I was kind of thinking, as I was wondering, like, had it really all gone up in flames, and maybe to the extent that like Uncut Gems did, maybe in like
different
retrospect,
endings.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
In
Different
retrospect,
endings.
I
No,
think
it's a good point.
and like frame of reference too, like after seeing
like
A Good Time and
of
an
course.
After Hours and those kinds of movies, coming into this, having like the prerequisite for it. Whereas like I think when I watched Uncut Gems, I had no idea what something like that was like. But
yeah,
I really I like the. It's been a long time since I've seen Uncut Gems and Good Time, but I love this narrative structure, or like lack of structure. But it's like, very controlled chaos is a phrase there. Of like things are kind of happening, and events kind of happening after another, one battle after another, really. Of this, like, okay, what the fuck is gonna happen next? This shit, this is crazy shit leads to some other crazy shit, and we're just kind of following this, like, going down the rabbit hole of all this batshit stuff, where it's, there's a little bit of there where, oh, this is probably gonna happen, like this could happen, whatever. But it's tough to be. It's not really predictable because it takes so many kind of turns and stuff. That and it goes at that like speed where I'm talking about, like the first time you're watching, like what the fuck's gonna happen next. But even on watching it again, it moves at such a fucking speed that it's your, I don't know. There's even then it's kind of, I think the sequence of events is really powerful. So there's a lot. That's why it's like it's tough to even, I don't know where to even exactly pinpoint, because there's so much stuff in the movie.
It's like that South Park mindset. I don't know if you've seen that video where like Matt and Trey are like talking about story structure, and like everything should be connected in like a so and therefore way, where it's like each scene in this precedes the next in a way that's like almost like couldn't be more direct. Like there's no like cuts to something else and then it's just like this completely different side story. It's like this happens, therefore this happens, and then because of it's just like this sequence where it's just like unrelenting. And I think that probably catches some people up, because there are very few times where you kind of get to poke your head up and breathe. But like,
I mean, that's the essence of the movie, where it's like he's just trying to get the fucking money, and he's just trying to get his goal, he's trying to get his dream, and he can't even get
always like almost there.
Yes,
and like something bad will happen, and like he's
no, well, it's that kind of like it's such an obtainable dream, where even like the first match against Endo, it's like he's right there.
He's there,
like
competing with the best player in the world.
A little better, like a little better of a day, and he's the champ. Like he so
right
close,
there.
And like he beats him at the end. Like he's talented enough to beat him, and like, but he's he's all this bad shit is happening to him because he's like that much off. Or like, it's like any day, like, any given Sunday, right? Like anything can happen. Anyone could lose, and how close you are to being the loser versus the winner. It's like, it's so like the fact that his life is spiraling, but it's like it's very,
I think that's what separates this from like Uncut Gems to me, is that like in Uncut Gems, Howard Ratner is kind of just like a piece of shit. And like,
and
you don't believe him. You don't believe him. Whereas like, I think in Marty Supreme, like Marty Mauser believes in his heart all of these things he's saying, except for like, obviously he's swindling a couple things here and there. But like, when he's telling his family he's going to come back with like, 4 times what they're giving him, or like Tyler the Creator's character, like you can tell in his heart he actually believes that. Like he thinks he is, like, because he's been so close to it. Like I think that's what makes this like a better feeling movie, is that like, he does believe in himself to that extent.
Yeah. And that was something, the first time I watched it, I was trying to gauge, like, is he a good tennis player? Where I'm like, he's beating these guys, but I'm kind of gauged, like, does the movie want me to believe that he can win these movies or win these games? And then it ends, and I love when it ends and he falls to his knees, and it's such, I mean, it's perfect. At Timothy in that last sequence is like kind of flawless. But like the relief of the victory, and he is a good tennis player or a ping pong player. But it's just like the gap is that little gap there it's fascinating, because I don't know, that was something I was like, is he just kind of shit and really like he really believes in himself, or not shit, but like he's good, but he's not as good as he thinks. That was kind of my
that's kind of the meta of it all, though, isn't
he's
it?
like that
because he's not maybe he's not the greatest ever, but he's good. But he's like maybe not as good as.
That's the question with Timothée Chalamet also, I think, for people like with all of this media press leading up to it. I think a lot of people were like, okay, is he that good of an actor? Is this going to be that good of a movie to warrant this kind of talk?
Right.
And then I think, I think this movie kind of, you're like, okay, I think he is. Like, I think
and even in terms of like are you the movie star?
Right. Exactly.
Can you sell, like, is the movie being good or him being good is one thing, but can you get butts and seats?
Can we see the money?
Where's the money, man? It's all about
the money.
Everything comes down to, did you bring home the bacon?
And I mean, with the numbers that just came out today, I think we see that.
Yep.
Kevin, you were going to say something?
At least. Yeah, so I was going to ask what you guys thought, because you had mentioned it a couple times, about the table tennis scene specifically, and actually the actual action of watching the table tennis.
Kevin, start us off. What do you think?
Apparently nobody cares. That was like
no, I do. I have a lot to say about
it. I think. I mentioned this in my Letterboxd review, which I love table tennis. Like when I was younger, I was like obsessed with table tennis, and so watching it in the movie, first of all, pretty good table tennis players, I'd say. And I know that the actor who plays Endo is a real table tennis player, a professional table tennis player, and on top of that, also a deaf table tennis player, just like he is in the movie.
Wow.
Which is interesting.
I love him, and I think
he's such a phenomenal casting choice that it's like, oh, that guy should like has the charisma and the energy to just like be an actor
without saying anything.
His face is amazing. He has such good screen presence. Like, he's terrific opposite Timothée Chalamet. I thought all of the table tennis was really exciting. Particularly, I think that the table tennis at the ending, it was actually like, I watched kind of a guy in my theater. He was like on a date with he was like on a date with his girlfriend, this guy, and like for a lot of the movie he would kind of like pull out his phone, like in the and then like the slow part, whatever slow to him, he would just like pull out his phone, and then like it gets to the table tennis scene at the end, and he did like the like meme with like the gamer like sitting up, and he like was sitting forward at the edge of his seat and just like watching the table tennis, and I was like, man, it works. I was like, it doesn't work exactly if he's still going on his phone during the movie, but that's supposed to pull him in the most. Definitely pulled him in the most. So
people are getting him over shot and shit, and he's like on his phone.
He's like
bored.
Like crushes someone.
Like the build up to all the ping pong scenes, though, also just like gets you so ready for that actual game.
Right.
Yes. Well, because there's actually like a lot less table tennis in the movie than I thought
know. Like from the trailers, I thought this was going to mostly be ping pong, but there's like 2 hours where
I think it's like it's the perfect amount.
Oh, totally.
I agree. I think it's the perfect amount if you're a movie fan, but I think if you're
if you went into this like, I love ping pong,
who saw the marketing and was like, I want to watch something. I don't know. I wonder like Teague mentioned earlier that like watching movies with people who watch 10 movies a year, and I wonder what the average person who watched 10 movies a year was very excited by this marketing. Wanted. I wonder what.
There's very little orange balls.
That as well.
And it's like, do you?
And they
But,
were really
but I wonder if they find the actual table tennis exciting, or if what the movie like the excitement that the movie actually creates, is exciting to them. Like the events of the movie actually do entertain them. And I've had a lot of friends who don't go to the movies very often talk to me about this movie, and some of them have already seen the movie and they texted me positive things. So I'm like, I do think that maybe the average person who watches 10 movies a year is still gonna enjoy this, even with just, what is it, 3 table tennis scenes, right? I mean, it's the opening, it's the ending, and then it's in between when him and Tyler.
Well, there's also where they like they hustle,
exactly. So it's just those 3,
and they play. He plays with the Harlem Globetrotters a little bit.
But that's like in a montage.
And the walkers there,
like, a couple seconds.
Sure,
but
I don't know.
I don't know if you have anything.
Yeah, I'm interested, Teague. What do you think of the?
So as per usual, I'm long-winded, so I'm sorry. Cut me off. Couple thoughts. One, I do think, having a sports background and growing up watching just like every sports movie in existence, I do think that there's like an inherent knowledge of those sports movies to like create this drama within the actual sport that's being played. And I think Marty Supreme does like a really good job of that. The action of it, like there's just enough gameplay that you're like engaged with it, but not so much that you're starting to notice that it is just a CGI ping pong ball the whole time, which I'm going to comment on in a second because I've already seen some people being like, and if that was actually him playing ping pong, and I'm like, shut up, no. But I think that like, the Harlem Globetrotters thing, and then like into the Tyler, the Creator hustling scene, like that's very White Men Can't Jump. Like there's like this lineage of sports movies within this that I found as like both a movie person and a sports movie person, really engaged with. I also do think that like the score really picks up during like some of those moments, and we'll get to like our thoughts on the score as well, but like I think they really nailed for it being like just as much the life of Marty Mauser as it is the life of Marty Supreme, the ping pong player in like those sequences. I think they do a good balance of like creating the drama around the sport itself and also again putting all of the weight on Timothée to like sell these scenes. Just like with his own acting. And I mean, there's great direction in there where like, when he loses, he's never like a sore loser to the people. Like that's because that's one of those things is like if he was just this like shitty, like, half-ass player that like doesn't give a shit or that is more about the theatrics than, whatever, maybe he would start like talking shit to the people. But like he's always gracious in winning and in loss to his actual opponents. Obviously, the trash can throw was more about like him, like getting as close to his dream
he's like
as
pissed
possible.
at himself as opposed to
exactly.
Although he does make some comments where he's like, "Oh, that guy's not as like it's all in the paddle." And
correct, but yeah, definitely. I think that's just him.
It's tough to tell. I don't know how much we could like assume about the character himself. It's weird.
But I love him, and they hug at the end, and he tells him to go win. Yeah, there's a love to the sport.
Definitely.
But I do.
It's also very easy to be gracious when you win.
Sure.
It's a lot easier to be like, I respect my opponent when I.
On one thing you said when watching the second time, I was like, both with Marty Supreme and Timothée Chalamet, but especially with the character, I was like, at the heart, this character was a performer.
Yes,
I mean, when he is doing the like in Japan. And he is like getting the crowd up, and he is selling that event. He is he is selling it way more than Rockwell could ever sell that show. And even though it's not what he wanted it to be, he is making it the event. And he is like, and I love the scene when they're at the first thing, and they're like, let's do a fun one. And they're they're doing a little, and they're performing, and it reminds me of like. There's a history of like sports and being like, okay, no one gives a shit about this sport. The sport's boring. How do we make it entertaining for the people? What? Because ultimately, you're trying to sell tickets, you're trying to, it's a win-win. And there's even like there's scenes where Marty's like an American being really good at this sport would be huge for the sport. Right. And he is like thinking about like, he's ultimately trying, he wants success for himself, but he does also want success for the sport. Yes. Right. He really wants to, get people. And the whole thing with Endo is like Japan is already there. They love the sport. Yes, there's already that there, and it's good for the sport. Right. So I kind of, from the jump on the second viewing, it's like ultimately like Marty Supreme is like, or Marty Mauser is this like charismatic entertainer, right. And that's why they shove him in with the Globetrotters. But it's an interesting. There's a battle there where it's like he's an entertainer, but this is like not how he wants to entertain, right. And this is not the path that he wants to do, and it's
like making a mockery of his own sport.
Exactly, but it's like he wants to be an entertainer, but ultimately he does love table tennis,
right?
And when he's doing the Harlem Globetrotter thing, it's like this is a mockery of table tennis, right. And the sport, and belittling the sport that he does really care about.
Yeah.
So it's like trying it lowers it where he's trying to lift the sport up.
But like also when he does the Globetrotters, it seems like he also has to convince himself that like he's doing the right thing. Because like when he talks to
he's like, I'm
Rockwell
playing with
later, he's like, we're all playing with the great athletes. When he's like shit talking them before, so like like there's an aspect of his performance where he has to like believe it himself, even if it contradicts what he thought.
Yeah, well, it's like earlier. Trying to stay positive in your negative situation that you before you're like, I can't ever be in that situation, and now you're in that situation. You're like trying to like stay positive there.
Well, I think that's kind of like the theme of the whole movie is just like survival by any means necessary. Like it's all him, just like both like you're saying, like convincing himself that like it is okay, because like if he even like relaxes off the gas pedal a little bit, it's all going to fall apart. So it's like I saw, and I've been scrolling Twitter constantly about it for like the last couple of days. And someone did say like, this is just a person who is constantly shifting the goalposts of like what success means so that he never has to accept failure. And I was like, okay, like if you look at it through that frame, like that's the whole movie. Like, even the, we'll get to like the final shot and whatnot, but like even the final shot, all of a sudden it's like this final goalpost shift.
Yep. Yeah. And it is a tough thing because like generally his life isn't like, it's pretty good. So it's like, it's like not like he's going to places playing tennis. He's pretty good. Like he's good at tennis, or
second best in the world.
Table tennis, right? Oh. He's got a job. It's like, it's like there's people that love him.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's people that kind of are not the great to him. But like it generally like it's not that bad, but it is that kind of like the goal and and that kind of is
to me it's way more like to me the most interesting part, because you said it's like kind of like survival by any means necessary, but it's also like it's not really a character who's surviving. It's more like it's based on like his own like merits, like his own desires. It's like he would just be surviving if he wasn't doing this also. But
correct, if he just was working at the shoe store.
And so I think it's way more like
he's really good. He's really good at selling those shoes.
Yeah, and he is. And so I think it's way more like character study. Like via the characters around you, which I think is interesting. Like it's like most of the movies that are like in this mold are just gonna be revealing a lot more about the character like explicitly, and this one is way more like here's what you know about the character because of how everybody around him is treated by him,
right?
And like how they feel and think and like what they say to him and whether or not he cares about any of that. And so I think that's interesting because I think it's way more like I don't know, framing it like in the lens of like the American dream feels wrong, because it's like the American dream is way more like what you're saying, which is survival. Like it is just like making making a life for yourself. And
not
he's
that.
kind of like dreaming for something beyond that a little bit. But
yeah.
But isn't that like sort of part of the American dream? Is that like it's not just that you want to survive, it's that you want to be like great And
it's like that you could do that in
treating that
America.
as
No
exceptionalism.
I think
right.
an interesting part of this movie to me, and I don't know if it says his age in the movie, but we said
He's
Timothée Chalamet
23.
he's 23 in the movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Timothée Chalamet just turned 30. There's a lot of characters in this movie that are old and washed up.
Yes. Yeah.
Even I forget his friend's name, but his friend, he's 30. He still lives at home. He's a bum. This kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Marty, he's 23. He lives at home. And then you have, Gwyneth Paltrow, who I think is incredible in this movie.
Yes.
But she's like this old, washed up actress. And, and there's even his friend, who's the other ping pong player. He's he was the champion, and now he's he's old and he's dethroned. And there is this kind of like in Marty's head, it is like, I'm running out of time. I'm 23 years old and I'm like running out of time. Right. And if I don't do this shit right now, I'm gonna be in like a second, I'm gonna be 30 and I'm gonna be old. And my time's gonna be over. Yep. And there is that element of like, he's running in the street, but he's literally like, everyone. I see all these people around me who are they're older and they miss their chance.
They've settled down. Yeah,
they settled down. They missed their chance, or their chance is never coming. Right. And they've been complacent and all these kind of things. And there's all these people around him that even if they're happy, he doesn't really see it. Right? Those people might be happy. And they're plenty fine with the lives they've chosen and they've kind of been in, but he sees it as like, I don't want to be that person.
Almost like consolatory.
Yeah. And Aidan made a good correction. You're right that it is like, achieving beyond what you can anywhere else. But I think regardless, it's like, it's like mostly just about the like selfishness that's required if you are gonna like do something like that, right? I think it's like I think it's kind of inherent to the idea of the American dream, and like individualism is inherent to that idea. And so like and he even talks a lot about like, he talks a lot throughout the movie about how he has to like do stuff on his own. Like he's like, I have to do it myself, but it's also like, the entire way he's not doing anything by himself ever. So it's like,
I did it myself. But
he would literally be like dead in the ditch if it wasn't for everybody around him. So it's very funny for like him to keep constantly being like, I have to, because that is just like the American way a little bit, is like that individualism, but it's not really like realistic. I don't know, it's interesting. And I think there's even like so many other things that I don't know how much you guys want to get into them, but there's like so many ideas in the movie that I think, at least for me, like I want to go see it again. But there's just stuff that like it's hard to like, even get it. I think like even his Jewish identity is such a big part of the movie, right?
It's a huge part.
Like, it's like that's a whole different theme on its own, right? Especially because it's a period piece as well.
Well, I love he brings the piece of the pyramid back to his mom, and he's like, "We built this," and there's a pride, and there's a level of like I gotta, I have to, and there's a scene where they retell the story about his friend who was in the concentration camp with the honey. And there's a level of pride that Marty takes in that story of the everybody eats. I gotta, kind of like, I'm gonna like come home and I'm going to make sure everybody's okay.
I'm gonna change it for everybody.
It's like on me. And there's almost this level of like, and people do this, and it's very real, where it's like, I'm going to put these like kind of unreasonable expectations on myself to get everybody out. And it's even like in terms of like, we're talking about the American dream and surviving and stuff like that. It's like not only that for yourself, but being like, I'm gonna make sure everybody can survive.
Right.
And I'm gonna put that on, like, no one else has to work. I got this.
Yeah.
And there's a level like, I'm gonna, he says, I'm gonna come back with all this money, right, for everybody. I'm gonna go win.
Exactly.
I'm gonna do all this. I'm gonna, and it's like he talks about like, I have a purpose, I have a curse. Like this is like my thing where it's like in my head, I am cursed with this thing where I have to go do this because I've been like given this like this talent or whatever. And it took for me not to chase that, to make sure everybody is in this better place would be ridiculous. So it might be, you know, I gotta be crazy right now and like forgive me. You'll forgive me later though.
Yeah.
I might be bad right now, but like, you'll forgive me later because I'm gonna come back with the honey on me.
Yeah.
Right. That's crazy. But yeah, that's
I've seen so many people
analysis.
like misinterpret that scene, or like I've seen people say it was like funny, or they thought it was like a joke. There was I saw people saying that they're like at dinner, that at that first interview that he's in, where like he makes a Holocaust joke, then like to set up the joke right after that, which was that scene. I was like, that scene was not supposed to be funny. Like that's kind of like the whole driving
it's a
force.
very visceral image.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, exactly. Like it is
it's
absurd.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's also I don't know. I don't ever like nitpick what I think people did this a lot with One Battle After Another too, where I'm just like, there's more than one way to make someone laugh, you know?
Right.
And I
sure,
think when
definitely.
people like, I think when people nitpick like that on the internet, where it's like, oh, this is not supposed to be funny. I'm like, some people just like see something shocking and think it's funny. Like I think
no, definitely.
You know,
but I don't think that interview scene was setting up
I don't
to be funny or anything.
No, I agree. But you know what I mean? It's like I think it's I think a lot
definitely
of times it's just like
I just think
I think like from Milton Rockwell's perspective, he's like, what the fuck are you telling me? Yeah, like this is crazy. Like this is so shocking. But from Marty Mauser, he's like, this is so like inspiring. This is crazy. Like this is the craziest thing I've ever heard. This is so like inspiring. And he's right here. And this is I love this guy.
Right.
Yeah.
But also I think like part of his goal is to make Rockwell uncomfortable there.
For sure,
yeah. And he's always fucking with him.
Upper hand on him.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Because you just mentioned Rockwell, and I guess we've been talking so much about Kevin O'Leary. Chalamet. Well, I was just going to ask more broadly, like, do any of you have a supporting performance that's your favorite between any of the big, you know, Odessa Zion, Gwyneth Paltrow, Kevin O'Leary, Abel Ferrara, Tyler the Creator?
I mean, though, I just want to say first before we get into that, that is the fucking coolest shit ever that you just listed those names and that was the movie. And that's why, like, you know, there's a lot of conversation we can have about casting actors and casting non-actors, but I'm so interested and I love, and I think that for me, it's like, I always try to like, when I'm like thinking about what I want to work on and what I want to make and stuff, it's like, let's try to make a movie that has never been able to exist ever and can only exist now. And let's make something very singular. And I think this movie exists in a way of like, this is crazy that this movie exists in the way that it exists. And that in itself is fucking awesome. And I think all of those performances are good. And I think they're so like, a lot of people could have been really great in them, but they're so singular and like and weird that it's like really awesome. I mean, even like we talked about Tyler and you know, fucking I forget his name. But like the non-actor castings, but like Gwyneth Paltrow in it herself is inspired. Gwyneth Paltrow hasn't been in a real movie in over a decade.
Yeah.
You know, and she's really fucking good in this movie.
Yeah, she is.
She's really good. And to get her to be in this movie, like from my perspective, and I haven't seen a lot of Gwyneth Paltrow movies, so little on me, but also just like for me being 22, it's like all I really know Gwyneth Paltrow in from is the fucking stupid Avengers movies.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I come into this movie and I'm like, I was not familiar with her game. Like, Gwyneth. Like she's really good in this movie.
Get in real movies again.
Yes. Like it's really like, oh, wow. Like
I'll say it, she's my favorite. She's my favorite out of all of them.
Yeah, she's really good. And I wish
her press run has been great too.
Yeah. Like she's fantastic. And like we could, I mean, I almost wish she was in it more because I just like that storyline. I like that aspect of the movie. But it, you know, when the movie ends, it's like, okay, couldn't really. She had her time and place, but I think she's so good in it. I like their dynamic. So like, I don't know, that's some of my favorite stuff is the Gwyneth Timothée stuff. But even like Tyler is so like, that's such a singular person. And like a vibe and an energy and a voice that I love all that stuff. Like that's so you're not gonna get. There's no other person that's gonna have that energy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so that stuff's awesome. I'm not too familiar with Odessa, but I think she's really good. Everybody's good. I like everybody.
Yeah.
Aidan,
Teague, do you have a clear favorite?
I put this in my I put this in my review. I wish I'd seen Odessa first in this, because I watched I Love LA while I was in LA, and I gotta be honest, I could not stand her in that like at all. Like really, really bothered me.
I stopped after the second episode, so I don't know how much worse it gets.
Yeah, no, it's bad. It's bad. And then I got to be around people that were exactly those characters in LA. But no, even worse. But no, like I thought she was incredible in this. Like I thought she surprised me the most, mainly because I had that like
you were like, oh, not
like ugh, whatever. Yeah. But I thought she was really, really good in this. And I think that I don't know, it's kind of weird that like there is a lot of like meta commentary throughout the movie, like both by the people that like played the characters, with what's his name, the Shark Tank chud.
I keep forgetting his name.
Kevin O'Leary. Yeah.
You could just say Mr. Wonderful.
No, but yes. But like him and his character, which was like I see people like praising that a lot, and I totally get it. Like even if he is just playing himself, like I think,
but it's like
really
he's playing
works.
himself in the way that like you're like, I fucking hate this guy.
Yeah, no,
like,
exactly.
This guy sucks, and he's evil, and he's I don't like him, and like that's the point. Right. And he's like, absolutely. I was born in 1601. I'm a fucking vampire. And I'm like, what is going on? This is crazy. Like, this is no other movie has been this movie.
Right. But that's, and then like, with Gwyneth Paltrow's thing, it's like, you have to wonder, like, how did she feel about being in this? Like, is it similar to her character, in that, like, she's almost like reluctant and kind of like flippant about it. But then you see when she like turns around and like, she hears the crowd cheer, you can see that's like it actually moment. Great moment, like it means shit, it means something to her. And then like she totally forgets about Marty Supreme when the reviews come in, and she like runs over on the phone, and then it like ruins her fucking night. But like I don't know, but I think Odessa honestly stood out a lot to me. But maybe I have to say that it does play into that I just really didn't expect much out of her.
She also, we didn't mention, speaking of guys that like, it's like, I hate this guy, like Emery Cohen shows up and he's really good, and then when Timothy fucking knocks him out, I'm like, that was the crowd cheer moment when he gets his fucking shit knocked by the trophy. He does a really good job of just being like this like annoying unlikable fucking guy, where he's like calling on the cops and shit. And, and it leads into like when she's got the makeup on her eye, like you really believe he did that. Yeah, right. Yeah, like exactly. You don't buy it, you believe that the whole way. Yep. Because you're like, this guy, of course he fucking hit her.
Yep. Right. Aidan, did you have a favorite of any of the supporting cast?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Odessa Zion is probably like the hardest role to pull off of all the supporting people, just because they give her a lot of big moments to do.
Yep. With Timothy, like she has to go head to head.
Right. She has to like match his energy in a way that no one else really has to.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I think I'd also include, while we were mentioning just like what Owen was saying about the names that I listed, how many names I didn't list. That is like who's 100 crazy actors
in this movie.
I mean, George Gervin shows up in this movie.
Awesome.
Crazy.
Like George Gervin, such a specific build and look in 5, and most people are not gonna be like, oh, that's George Gervin. Obviously, it's not like they put LeBron in the movie. Like, it's like, he's older, but like that's what I love. Because it doesn't feel, some people like there's a conversation about it being gimmicky, but I think it doesn't come off gimmicky to me because it works so fucking well. It works so well in the world, and it's not like I don't think this is bad, but when Rick Fox is the coach in Highest to Lowest, that's different than when George Gervin isn't here.
He's also Rick Fox in that.
No, sure.
He's also playing himself.
Right. But there's an element of like, we're in the 50s. Everybody is like, Jack Fisk is everything is so detailed and immersed into this world where George Gervin just the guy in the movie. But it's like he is such a unique, like he's a person. It's such a different, like that guy has never been in a movie type of look.
Or in that exact scene, the homeless.
Like that guy's great.
Like, right there, like same exact moment.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's such a knack for casting and stuff. Yeah. And it's not, they fit so well.
Yes.
It doesn't ever feel like when Kemba Walker is the Globetrotter, it's like, like that's great. That's awesome. Right. It never feels like it's
Penn Jillette for like the first 2 minutes on screen. It took me like a second to be like, because I saw his name in the credits and I was like, oh, I didn't know Penn Jillette was in the movie. And then when he shows up, I'm just like, I wouldn't have known. Like it took me like 2 minutes and I was like, that's who he's playing. Like I realized
I didn't notice until after the movie. I was like, oh, that's who that was.
No, I matched the voice to the eyes like the more he was on screen, and I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh. I was like, wow.
Crazy. I would have never guessed.
And there's a lot of that. Fred Heckinger is in the movie.
Yeah.
Hustle?
No. Fred is on the play. And Timothy is like, this guy doesn't know how to fucking stab people.
Yeah.
And what I like too is I think there's this like when you're bringing people into this, all these people in the movie, right? It's like there's this natural kind of like you're trying to get everybody there. And we're talking about like Avengers thing. Everybody needs their fucking moment. Everybody needs their close up. That's not the case here.
No.
Right? Fred's an incredible actor. He was like star of the Gladiator 2 movie, and like he's super big, but he plays like there is a little close up, but like not in like a way of like it's an Avenger moment. Like
you almost don't see his face in it.
You don't even really like most people would be like, oh, Fred's in this movie. Like I didn't even recognize him. Aren't even like you know
it's like
he's just in there. Like, he's a servant. Basically, he's an extra with a few lines. David Mamet's in that scene. Like it's crazy.
You mentioned like, Kemba Walker. I just learned from the cast that Tracy McGrady was in it. I must have missed his face.
What? I missed that.
That's the thing is there's so many like it never feels gimmicky to me, but it's so cool at the same time. It's so awesome.
Especially the one we didn't mention was that Ted Williams, who works at like the ping pong place that he goes to, like behind the screen.
Oh no, Teague said that.
The radio guy. Oh, did you?
Yeah. He's awesome. Okay. But like that's another thing where like that guy, there's no other guy like that.
No.
So it's like, what's the thing? I mean, that's like, if you have an idea where you're like, okay, I'm gonna make this movie, and I like think of this guy. It's like, oh, okay, we try to get an actor that's similar to that guy. Like, no, you can't get an actor. Like, there's no actor like that guy. No. You just gotta get that guy.
Well, and I think that is maybe one of the things that like the Safdies, and maybe we can just put it on Josh now. Do the best is like they cast some fucking faces in this movie. Like there are some all-timer faces, even in like Abel Ferreira. Like there are some all-timer faces, all-timer body representation. Like you got everything in this movie, and it's never played as like, look at this fucking wacky guy. Oh my gosh, look at this. Like it's just a person in the movie. I almost want to like chalk that up to maybe just being like a New Yorker, like Josh. Inherently having this New York mindset of like I see everybody and that maybe even that's like where there's like no celebrity in this per se, like even Heckinger, like maybe somebody else would be like, we have to give him his moment. It's just the guy. He's just another guy.
People walking this
way. Like they grew up seeing celebrities, they grew up seeing these types of people, and even athletes too, right? Like you have a Kemba Walker in this who went to UConn, right? Like hits this shot in the Madison Square Garden. Like, but you can just see him on the street. Right, exactly. But you like in New York, you might just see him on the street and he's whatever, So like I think that maybe plays into some of their ability to cast like these all-timer faces and non-actors and whatnot. Because like in New York, you are interacting with these people like that. The mousy guy. That was in Uncut Gems. That's in the scenes of Abel Ferreira.
Yeah. He's
like
great.
He's an autograph guy. Like he's a professional autograph seller, like in real life.
Yeah.
That like he just ran into. Like, how do you meet these people if you're not out on the streets being like a real person?
Yeah.
Like the Safdies are.
Well, that's to me. I watch this movie, and I see all these people come in, and I'm like, this is a man who's making a piece that only he could make.
Yes.
Because no one's gonna bring this assortment of people but this person. Like when you make your own thing, you bring in your assortment of people.
Yes, exactly.
Right. And I think we kind of get into this. There's like a little bit of like studio head top thing where it's like this is the list of people you got to bring in.
Yep. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Where that's not like this is so. It feels so brain baby.
Yes.
Of like this is someone being like, what if we like, and I know this guy. I know this guy.
Yeah.
In a way that's like, it's true kind of that artistry. I love Luke Manley plays Dion, who's got the orange. That's such a he's great in this movie.
Great.
He's great in this movie. It's like there's so many. Ethan Hawke's son shows up. Yeah. Like, is that?
Yeah.
I think he's really good. There's a lot of guys in that scene where they're hustling. Like these are really interesting guys here.
Right.
And they go kind of crazy but yeah, Abel Ferrara is. I mean, he's terrifying.
Yeah, really scary.
He's fucking terrifying.
Really scary.
And it's like that's Abel Ferrara. I love Abel Ferrara, but he's fucking terrifying. And but he's also so like that guy's just kind of like terrifying. Like if you saw like Abel Ferrara pulls up to you in real life, you're like okay, like he just kind of has that presence.
Yeah.
So it's not like that's an actor who's just being terrifying.
Oh, it's De Niro or something.
Yeah, like that guy's just terrifying sort of in general. Like that guy's just kind of like I don't want to be alone in a room with that
is he playing a character or
and it's like there's a scene where he's like he's Marty's like I gotta go be with my guy for a second, like can you, and he's like okay, you're gonna go be there, I'm gonna not be here, I'm gonna be slamming head with your fucking wife and like in the belly, and it's like okay there's like some real fear in that moment because he's kind of I mean, he does such a good job. Like, I don't know, there's a billion people in this movie and they all kind of, and that's, I mean, it's a sign of good casting. It's also a sign of good directing and
good taste across the board.
It's, I don't know, it's kind of, it's so magical in that way that I really appreciate.
Yeah. Is there a specific scene any of you
gotta talk about the
mention
ending
without leaving something you have to talk about? I guess the ending.
We gotta talk about the ending.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Is there any other scene before the ending?
Well, not a scene, but I did just want to give a shout out to the soundtrack, which seems like it was all 80s songs, right?
Well, that was an interesting thing while watching the movie because I'm like, it's set in the 50s. It's coming out now, but there was an 80s to it.
Yes.
So really
even in how it's shot.
It's a really 80s movie.
Yes.
And obviously Rocky came out in 76, I believe, but there was a 80s sports movie element to it. The Karate Kid, Rocky 4 kind of vibe to it. And that ending is very Rocky Karate Kid. Like I'm gonna defeat the like guy I've been trying to defeat. Like we're in another place. Like
start with him losing, having him
it's super 80s sports movie, which I think that's so awesome, and the vibe is set, and
it's commenting on it too.
Of course,
and
like he's just ahead of the curve. He's thinking in the future.
He just has
the 80s like hustle mindset, even though it takes place in the 50s.
No, that's a good point. I mean, the score and the soundtrack both.
It's
I mean, because the score is like so synthy in that 80s way, that like it is strange. Like there is like a playing off of each other like that, that I enjoyed a lot.
Yeah.
But scenes.
Oh well, I guess we could talk about the both times they go to get the dog from that house.
Yes.
That shit is terrible. Like, that guy comes
out with
the gun.
Know he has a gun.
Like
before he even shows up.
Right.
Yeah. And then they go back and they got Abel Ferrara, and there's like this like we had a friend who brought up The Happening where the guy, it's like the guy gets shot. It's terrifying.
Right.
There's some real, like we talked about Uncut Gems having a little more like oomph in the ending, but there's some scenes here of genuine like what the fuck is about to happen. This is some real high tension, and it's not like a very violent movie, but there's so much like anything can fucking happen at this time and any time in the movie. I think Kevin, you mentioned earlier, but that bathtub scene.
Oh God,
is crazy.
Yeah.
Like his arm.
Yeah,
I would say that like, because I mentioned at the beginning of the pod that there are less like, it's less like pure like shock to me, like kind of like expected shock. That bathtub scene was probably the one that actually like got me the most. I was like, oh shit. Right. Along with, I think, a scene that we kind of have to talk about is Kevin O'Leary's big moment with the ping pong paddle.
Oh, the paddle scene.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he slaps his ass. Or spanks him.
Which that's a real interesting one to watch in a theater full of families. You know,
Kevin O'Leary, he said he did it for real.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe it.
He said
I believe it. I believe he enjoyed it.
There was a stunt ass, and Timothée Chalamet said something along the lines of like, "I want my ass immortalized."
Yeah.
Why would we use a stunt ass? Why are we gonna use a stunt ass? I got an ass.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And apparently
Kevin O'Leary's talking about it, and he's like, "I just turned his ass red."
And apparently they had like a nice soft like paddle, and it broke. Yeah. So they had to use the real paddle.
Yeah.
Right?
It broke.
So Kevin O'Leary.
Kevin O'Leary like drops it on purpose. Oops.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So no, that scene. That's like that's the extent of like how far will you really go? And I kept waiting for Gwyneth Paltrow to come down and see this.
Oh, I know.
Because the whole movie, I'm like, there's this thing where he's like, I fucked your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he has that thing over him. But he never uses it. He never uses it.
Right.
And I was kind of like, what is that ever going to, because there's this dynamic where it's like, and it's really interesting that they choose not to ever burst that bubble.
Right.
And Timothée Chalamet or Marty Mauser's like, if this is what I need to do to bring home the honey, then I'm gonna do that. Like I'm gonna it's very, I don't know, that scene's very interesting, and I mean you feel it. But the fact that she's up there, I'm constantly, she can't come down and see me get like spanked by her husband.
Right.
Then it is kind of those things where it's like, I don't care. Like I'll get fucking spanked and humiliated against these random fucking guys. I don't care. But like my people can't see this. Like, it's behind closed doors. They can do whatever if I'm able to get what I need to do, and no one will ever know, right? It's like it's that kind of thing where it's very, I don't know, I like that scene.
But he does also agree to humiliate himself in front of the people in Japan before he realizes.
Yeah.
Right, like
it's he's willing to do that. Kind of his only other option.
He's in a bad spot. That's he's in a bad spot. But I do think there's an element of it where it's like he's in Japan, he's in closed doors. It's like, I'll be humiliated here. Right, it's like there is an element of
people are recording it. It's like
it's not going to be on TikTok the next day.
Right. But also, it's like I think he.
But no, there is an element of dignity that he doesn't like. That's why he doesn't want to do it in the first place.
Well, right. I was going to say that's already so humiliating to him. Like him going and losing to this person that like he has kind of ruined his life in a way. He's ruined his own life, but like that is like the ultimate. Like disgrace to him is like going and losing on purpose to someone that like he's already, but like again, even that's a means to an end. But like I think that is already so like disgusting to him that like him getting spanked in a room full of waspy people, like who gives a shit? Like if it gets me on the plane, whatever. But like I think that is
when they bring out the pig and it just keeps piling on.
I think there's like a really good undercurrent of tension throughout the whole thing with stuff like that. Like even, they didn't choose to bring Gwyneth Paltrow down, but like you said, you are conscious that she is upstairs.
Yeah.
She could come down at any moment. And like, it's this thing that like, would that even change the story really? No, because she's not in the rest of the movie, but like, you still feel it. Like,
it is,
holy shit, it's right
It is like an element of like, because there is they have like an interesting relationship, and it is, it's not great, but there is something there that's exciting, and you don't want to you still don't want that to happen. I also think too, it's like the pigs come out. I've lost to him in this fake game. I've got my ass spanked. Like, let me just do one for real. Let's just do one for real, just for my dignity.
Like, I already lost.
Yeah.
Everything is, I don't have, it's all gone. Let me just, that's what I love when he falls to the ground.
Yeah.
And it's like, I have that. I did that.
I at least have
that victory.
Yeah.
I can go home and have that. Right, because if you go,
but I do think that's sad, though. I think that plays way more sad than people are realizing. I think that's like such a triumphant moment to people that aren't reading that much more into it. Where it's like he's coming home, not having played in the championship. Yes, he
no money.
won one game, zero money. Like
doesn't even count.
It is right. Yeah, it doesn't count. People might not even see it. Like
it is. That's how badly he needed that win and that little victory. That really doesn't matter really anybody else.
Yeah,
it just matters.
It only
to
proves
him.
it to himself.
It just proves that,
exactly.
It proves that I can beat this guy.
He's capable of it. Yeah,
I am capable because that's a whole.
Well, it's self-affirming. Yeah,
the whole movie I was like, is this guy a good ping pong player?
Yep.
Is he as good as he? And it is kind of that. Am I as good as I believe I am?
Right.
And that win, it means nothing to nobody else, but it proved to him, no matter what, I might never play a world championship again. I might never play ping pong again, but I proved to myself that I can. I am good.
A moral victory.
And I can go home, and ultimately, I'm now going to be a father, and my life has changed, and I'm going to be a different person now. But I can look back on that moment, and I know I won.
Like he convinced himself that he won, even though he didn't really do
yeah. And I think that's where it comes to that ending moment. And Josh Safdie was talking about, the concept of like looking at your parents' photographs when they were younger.
Yeah.
And be like, that's a completely different person. Like who is that person?
Yeah.
And this whole movie is kind of like a photograph of a parent.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Where it's like that little baby at the end is looking at the photograph of Marty Mauser, his dad or her dad. Yep. As like, who I never knew this person. Like this person that has to that's going to change, and their purpose has changed, and their dream has changed. It's very interesting to talk about it as like a photograph and a memory of who someone once was.
Right.
And the movie and the sperm at the beginning, leading to the baby at the end. Because a lot of people were talking about like confused whether that was his kid or not. But it's very, come on, it's very clear that we see the sperm. But
we see the moment of conception.
Yeah. But yeah, I really love that ending, and it's the performance wise is incredible, but it really that's the people are been up and down about the ending, but that ending really makes and kind of defines what this movie is, really.
Yeah. What did everybody else think about the ending? Yeah, go.
Oh, shit. Okay. No. I was gonna say, I think this being kind of like this, like what does family matter in like the pursuit of your goals? Theme kind of thing. I do, because I had a couple of people say that they found this to be a very safe movie for Josh to make. Like what, within this divorce, you see Benny make a movie that's like very different from their language that they've created. And then you see Josh create something that's very within it. I think one of the things, and this is, people that are like the door is blue or whatever, aren't going to like this, but like, I do think that maybe there is some commentary by Josh of like, okay, if I am doing all of these things in pursuit of my goals, if it results in me being like separate from my family, is it worth it? Questioning within that. That I think the ending is kind of like this moment that like, if this is a self-insert character, which I don't think it is. I doubt it, but like every character, you're right, has some part of you. And every movie is about the movies in some way, but like I do think there is this like, am I happy that this movie is going to be as big as it is, and as good as it is, if now I'm left with whatever? Like, I don't know, I think there is some questioning in that through, like, I don't know if that's like a reach, but I think that's a really interesting way to end the movie on this, like, depending who you are, people think this is like a complete resolution for him, like, oh, he found his purpose, but it's like, no, he's probably just going to reframe this as like the thing he always wanted to everybody else, when in reality, like, this
moving
is
those
so it's like
like
so
he did
far
every
away.
single time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's interesting. I think about it mostly as just like a growing up thing. Like, it's like you mentioned that, like, he's like 23 in the movie. It's like, I think it really just is like the way that he views the world for the entire movie is the way that everybody who has ever lived has once viewed the world when they were the same age. And then the ending of the movie is literally just him being like, it's not like that, which is interesting because most people don't really get as close as he does.
Well, the thing is, he's so close.
The thing that they imagine, so it's a little bit different because it's like, for a lot of us, that dream life that we aspire to have is probably just always out of reach, and then you accept it and then you move on. But like for him, it's probably a little bit harder to accept, which makes the ending maybe more emotionally resonant. I don't know, but I didn't think about it as like I did see Josh Safdie mention, like, in an interview, like, him talking about the movie as like a filmmaking thing, which I get. Like you said, it's just that for everybody, right? It's like it's always about you as an artist a little bit, and I think especially when you're making like such a character driven movie like this, it's like, of course you're gonna put a little bit of yourself into it. So that's an interesting way to view it. I hadn't considered
I was watching the movie, I was like, there's a Josh Safdie-ness to the Timothée Chalamet look in this movie too. There's a
well, and that's what I even think, like, the Globetrotter scene was so important. Or sorry, not the Globetrotter scene, the scene where he and I think is Ezra is where they like, let's do a fun one to like get people drawn in and like whatnot. It's like there is still commentary there also of like, hey, we're making this movie that's not that important within like the zeitgeist of what's popular in American film culture, but like let's do this to like get people interested in it and like have a little fun with it, which I think ties into like the marketing outside of it. Because I think it's just as much. I think that was a conscious decision, maybe probably before the movie was even made, of like, all right, like if we're gonna do this, let's also do this thing outside of it to get people more interested in it. Because like, how do you sell Timothée Chalamet playing ping pong in a small movie? Like, how do you sell that to the American people?
Well, I remember 2 years ago, it was like, okay, they were like, what are you gonna do next, Timothée Chalamet? It's like, I'm gonna do something with ping pong. It's like, what?
What are you talking about?
What the fuck?
Right.
It just felt so like, oh,
like, after Dune? Okay. Like, okay.
Yeah.
But look how it's worked out.
No, I agree. And I think that's like, the thesis of it all is like,
is there anything else you guys want to mention about the movie?
Well, I just want to, I guess more on that. I think when we're talking about like uncut gems and good time, it does feel like we're talking about the split to the divorce, talking about growing up. Like, I think Josh Safdie's 41. He's still a very young filmmaker. It does feel a little bit like, I mean, we'll see what he does next, but it does feel like an end of an era for sure. Absolutely. Of him as an artist.
Yeah.
And that's what the movie kind of ends on, a feeling of like, it just feels
what
like
now?
Yeah, it does feel like that. And
Marty Supreme too.
Well, I was watching, just have that kind of like Rocky, I love these guys. Let's do it again.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, like if they did create a sequel in like 5 years, I probably would.
Fuck it, dude. Like, I don't think they will, but like, I think it is a world where you could, do that like 80s sports thing. But I do think it's too much. I think the problem is it's commentary of those things, so it has those qualities that make you want more. But I doubt there will be more. But I don't know. I think it's a really great movie, and I'm excited. Safdie's. I think also in terms of like, we talk about Timothée Chalamet being a young, like these millennials, these zillennials kind of taking over, because I mean we talked about in loads on the podcast over time about like younger filmmakers and stuff like that. And 41-year-old director, 30-year-old actor, biggest movie, right? Not Avatar, but like, it's a big movie. It's a really fucking big movie. Everybody's talking about it. I think it's really good for movies and cinema.
I agree.
And it takes a long time. Like, I mean, even the Safdies themselves were were like young guys getting into it. Like, I mean, Good Time came out 2017. Like these guys in their 30s. Daddy Longlegs, I don't know how old they were, but like, you know, early 30s. Now only 41. Really big directors. I think that's great.
Well, now Benny's gonna be in the Odyssey.
Well, yeah, Benny's got his own. Benny's doing
They got
side.
their own shit.
They're doing side.
Yeah,
I don't know. Benny's. I like Benny though. Like I really do. I think Benny as like a guy is like.
Yeah,
it's awesome. It's awesome to have
Agreed.
that guy in the world that we got right now.
Yeah. I guess normally we would talk a little bit about some Oscar stuff, but to maybe bypass that, I would just ask you guys, what is like the award you'd be most confident in it winning or having a good chance winning, and then what is the one that you would like to see it either get nominated for or win the most? Okay. I could get us started if you guys want, just so that you guys have some time to think.
Yeah, get us started.
Yeah. You know what? I will.
Get us started.
I don't think that we're gonna defer too much on the first answer, which is that I think we're all the most confident that Timmy could win Best Actor, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you guys have another award you think it has a better chance of winning, but I
don't know. I don't really know if it's is it up for really much else.
Yeah, it's for context, I think it has the 4th best odds to win Best Picture. So it's definitely in the running for a lot of stuff, right? I mean, I don't think it's going to win Best Picture, but you know, it's I think it's got a pretty good shot in stuff like editing, you know.
The ping pong sperm
screenplay. Yeah. It's on the outside looking in director-wise, but it's not impossible, right? Like there, you know, but yeah, I would say probably Timmy is still the like, if you had to like lock one in as a potential winner, it's probably that. I guess if I had to choose what I would like to see, I think it's definitely a shame that Gwyneth Paltrow has kind of fallen out of the Best Supporting Actress race.
She should get a nom.
That would be cool.
That's a tough race over there.
Right. It is, but I think she certainly deserves a nom. I'm not saying I would want her to win.
At least give me a nom.
Yeah, I don't think I would want her to win, but
a nom at the Golden Globes. Come on.
And honestly, I would say I think it's certainly going to get nominated, but I would say I think The Score is kind of one of the best of the year. I think I would be happy with that winning actually if I got to pick.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
I don't know that that's going to happen. I don't know if you guys have other ones you'd want to throw out there, or if you're just in agreement.
No, I don't got too much differing. I think that was my thing. Was like Gwyneth. I think I came away with this being very pro Gwyneth Paltrow. I just really like that role and that character in her performance there.
I would honestly love to see like ensemble. You know,
right? Yeah, it's
a new one.
Like we talk so much about
One Battle,
how well cast this is. Well, true.
Yeah.
One Battle.
Yeah, it's a tough year to be.
It is currently 4th in the odds for best casting, so by that metric, it would get.
Yeah, in terms of like even like the scale, right
behind Hamnet, Sinners, and One Battle After Another, and just in front of Sentimental Value.
Yeah, to me, I think like it's got to be this in One Battle. As like in terms of like casting,
that
like,
and Score, I think
casting science
deserves to be in that.
Yeah, I mean it's well. I'm not saying these are not bad cast movies. I just think of like the science of the madness that is being conducted here is.
And I wonder if it could get some momentum in a category like that. That'd be cool.
I think it should with Score. That's
get some momentum.
I would be really sad if it doesn't get like a big push for Score, because I'll be honest,
I think it's very good.
I'm gonna say something that you're gonna hate, Kevin, but like I'm a Radiohead Greenwood guy through and through, and like I was not moved by the One Battle After Another score at all.
And you know what?
That's crazy.
That's your right. I don't agree with you at all.
But I thought I was gonna be so
blown away with anti-Teague comments on this.
I know, and you know what? That's okay. That's fine. I didn't like Sinners either. Whatever.
Yeah, you didn't have to add that.
Yeah, what other bad
people that yell? You could have gotten like marginally less hate by just not mentioning Sinners as the cherry.
That's okay. That's fine. But I expected more out of that. But I know those are going to probably. I mean, that's like the front runner for Score.
Sinners and One Battle After Another are the two competing for best score. Currently. Yeah. I mean, that could change. We also, Oscar predictions are wacky in that it's all just speculation. I mean, who knows what'll happen when they actually.
No one knows.
come out. Aidan, is there one that you would toss out that we hadn't already mentioned?
I would throw Odessa Zion into the mix for supporting actress. I don't think that I would give the win to her because it's just such a crowded category this year, but
yeah, it's competitive.
She's really good in this.
I wonder actually where they fall. Oh, interestingly, Odessa Zion has passed Gwyneth Paltrow in the odds. Both of them both of them are still outside the top 5 and unlikely to get a nomination, but Odessa Zion is at number 7 and Gwyneth Paltrow's at number 8. So,
I believe that.
It's not impossible. But yeah, I'd be happy kicking out an Amy Madigan or perhaps Ariana Grande for Wicked. I don't know that a movie of her quality
is she still in the running?
Yeah.
How high is Rose Byrne? Or no, that's lead. Never mind.
That's lead. Yeah, that's lead. Yeah. She's getting up there though. Rose Byrne is at whoa, this is new information to me, and I don't know how reliable these sources are, but Rose Byrne has suddenly jumped to number 1 in the odds.
Get out of here,
actress. Hey Rose, let's go Rose.
I don't know how accurate that is. These are expert odds, but man,
have you guys seen that movie?
No, I got to. I got to.
Aidan, you have seen it, right?
Yeah, I saw it at New York Film Festival.
Do you think it's Best Actress Oscar worthy?
Yes. I was not as sold on the movie as a whole as a lot of people, but she's pretty undeniable in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Rose Byrne.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll limit the Oscar talks for now since we'll be talking about that on the podcast a lot early into the new year. I know Owen's super excited for that. We're going to talk about some news before we move on. I want to remind everybody to share some feedback if you like listening to us talk about Marty Supreme. You could like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. You could rate the episode on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You could follow us at the links in the description. Aidan and Teague's links will also both be in the description. Not a ton of news this week. I guess maybe limited reporting due to the holidays. I don't know. But and some of this news is really just rumors. But one of those rumors I think that's worth discussing is that Stephen Graham has reportedly been offered the role of younger Neil McCulley in Michael Mann's Heat 2. I know Owen is going to be probably not crazy about this information, but people like me are very excited.
I keep saying this. Well, that's okay. One thing, he is old. Two, I keep saying this every time a news gets brought up with this movie. I've come to the conclusion I can't comment on any of these casting things until everything is cast, because I need to see the whole concoction.
Yeah,
because you could bring in a really good guy, you could bring in a guy I'm not sure about, but when I see him next to, it's kind of like when you look at two colors and the colors change each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I need to see all the colors. I know Seth is really happy about this.
Yeah. Seth is pumped.
Seth is really happy.
I mean, Stephen Graham, I think, is one of the best actors.
I'm not
agreed.
I'm not
completely.
It just feels, I'm unsure about it.
Unk.
Unk.
He's the same age as De Niro was in the original. How is he supposed to play a younger version?
He looks older.
That's what I'm saying. He looks old as shit.
You don't know what they're capable of, though.
Yeah, dude. Maybe they get an old guy and they just de-age him.
I don't know. Is it gonna be him and fucking Leo? Are those the two or what?
Yeah, it looks like like Heat 2 if there was Heat older.
Yeah, right.
It looks like a sequel, and they just recast guys.
It's
I don't know what's happening, but I put my faith in good actors.
Hey, and man, we trust.
One of my favorite directors. I'm like, that's.
Do we?
I do. I don't know about you. That's a little bit crazy. I'm learning information about you that I don't know if I like.
I know how to rile you up, Kevin.
Aidan, are you a fan of Mr. Graham?
I honestly had to look up who that was. I've definitely seen this guy before, but I do not really have an opinion on
last year's
sending that to Seth, sending that clip to Seth.
Yeah, you might have to. No, he's terrific. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's also a rumor.
Yeah.
You know, who knows if it's even.
Who knows?
I heard a rumor.
If there's even any.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like Adam Driver can't not be in this movie.
Yeah.
But he also can. He can not be in it. You know.
Where is he? What is he up to?
He was just.
He's always been solo movie.
I gotta see the Jarmusch. Did you see that, Aidan?
No, not yet.
Anyone see it? No. It
It
looks really good.
I think it's playing in theaters next week or something. Perhaps.
Really good. I mean,
I'm pretty sure it'll be streaming on Mubi like pretty soon too, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those movies that they picked up didn't last in theaters very long.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's another piece of news. That's barely news, I think. This is how much I was scraping for headlines this week. Warner Bros. Reportedly plans to stick to its December 18th release date for Dune Part 3, despite Avengers Doomsday opening on the same day.
Yeah, fuck Doomsday.
Fuck.
I think actually it's good. I think it's good that they stick together. Because I think Dune will hurt Doomsday.
Yeah.
I don't.
And vice versa.
Okay, no. Here's the problem.
I think Doomsday.
I think this is such a bad. I think this is a bad idea for Dune. I'm gonna have to push back on this.
Good. I hope they both lose.
Doomsday.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's crazy. But
I hope everybody loses.
I think this is a terrible idea for Dune. As much as that Avengers Doomsday teaser was met with like no excitement at all from anybody around us. I still think that movie is gonna release a trailer. People are gonna freak out. It's gonna make $1 billion. Like, I'm sorry. I know we all want the MCU thing to be dead. There's still. I mean, these people still exist. They're all around us. Yep. You know what I mean? It's like
they all went
and like Marty Supreme, this is the one that's gonna make money.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
if any of them are this way.
And I think there's too much. I think the other thing is that it's not a Barbie Oppenheimer situation where both movies can succeed. Yeah. Right. Like, you need people who are watching.
There's
Avengers
a big
Doomsday
overlap.
Also are fans of Dune. Like, it's just a bad strategy, and it's not.
Which is
not
hilarious in theory, by the way.
Yeah, it's obviously it's like unfair that Dune Part 3.
Yeah, I mean, some people love carrots and McDonald's. I don't know what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, maybe let's just move on. Last piece of news here. Literally only 3 pieces of news. Nancy Meyers is set to direct a new film starring Kieran Culkin. Are you guys Nancy Meyers fans?
This sounds like my nightmare.
Why? What do you have against Nancy Meyers?
I don't.
Yeah, what do you have against Nancy Meyers?
It's just a Kieran Culkin thing. You just really hate. What happens when you finish The Pit and your next thing is Succession?
Oh, I was about to say, Kieran Culkin's in.
What happens when you're like, oh, I'm bored and I have nothing to do. I got to watch some TV, and you start watching Succession.
Oh, and I will support you. I have been watching a lot of TV also. I started my first.
I have been too. I didn't even mention it at the beginning of the pod.
I don't know. These things seem to be in my future. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're gonna have a big lineup of shows, and I'm gonna be sending them your way. You know what? I'm gonna be sending you suggestions.
You still gotta watch Fleabag.
Is the new edition of Looks Like a TV Show gonna be Owen and Kevin?
Listen, actually, you know what? This is a good time to announce it when Doug's not here. Doug and I talked about Doug and I talked about doing an episode right around this time, actually, for the ending of Pluribus, the first season of Pluribus.
Oh yeah.
Doug, I don't believe, has started the show yet. I stopped watching it after episode 3. So I hate to disappoint listeners who are very much looking forward to that. I do not think that episode is getting recorded or released. I will say I'm still keeping up with TV, though. You know what I mean? I will be watching The Pit season 2 next week. I will be watching.
We should do a Pit. We should do a Pit show.
Yeah,
I've seen the first season.
Listen, another show that Doug dropped. I don't think Doug finished The Pit. He's moving through it very slowly. Owen finishing before Doug is kind of crazy in thought, but it seems like it's going to happen.
That is crazy.
Yeah, maybe Owen and
Whose
I
screen time is worse?
Whose screen time?
Doug. Doug's got like 3 screens.
Doug loves it.
Doug's getting triple.
Got a screen in front of him.
He's got a screen in front of him right now. He's not even here.
Yeah, maybe I'll replace Doug as my co-host on Looks Like a TV, and it'll just be me and Owen talking about The Pit every week and breaking it down.
I'll be watching.
Yeah, maybe you could even jump in and we'll put Doug's.
We'll get like 8 people.
We'll just deep fake Doug's face.
Right.
Anyway,
12-hour broadcast.
Yeah.
That is where we're gonna wrap up next week.
Right under 2 hours.
Yes, right under 2 hours. I will mention, of course, like I just mentioned a couple minutes ago, Teague and Aidan's links all in the description. Go follow the both of them. Next week, episode 148, we'll be talking about our most anticipated movies of 2026. We'll be starting a new year, first episode of a new year. So we'll see you later.
We're all really old now.
Yeah.